Hey guys, let's get more news from Dallas Cowboys, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Gilmore on return to Buffalo, covering Stefon Diggs. There's not a lot of familiarity between the Dallas Cowboys and Buffalo Bills in recent times, making for an uncommon opponent that could make their coming matchup in Week 15 a ferocious one, but there's one player in North Texas who knows more about upstate New York than most, and that person is Stephon Gilmore. That's because Gilmore was the 10th overall pick by the Bills in 2012, going on to spend the entirety of his rookie contract, including a fifth-year option, in Buffalo where he also earned his first Pro Bowl honor before finding another gear with the New England Patriots, where he'd go on to routinely face the Bills at Orchard Park. They have a great fan base, one of the best fan bases in the league, said Gilmore of the challenge facing the Cowboys in Buffalo. I've had some great games there. It's a great organization. One thing Gilmore is more than accustomed to is playing winter football in the brutality of the Northeast, but the forecast appears to call for mild temperatures and moderate wind on Sunday, 4 days away from kickoff, but it's well known that lake-effect weather can change in the blink of an eye. It's something the Cowboys will continue to monitor as kickoff draws near. You just never know there, said the former NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Just have to be ready for whatever element that comes. Weather aside, the biggest focus for the Cowboys will be shutting down Josh Allen and the Bills' offense, and that means trying to bottle up Stefon Diggs, older brother of Trayvon Diggs, and the latter isn't shy about sharing some inside information to help Gilmore get his job done and to help Dallas' chances of escaping with a victory. He knows him a lot, and we talked about it a little bit during training camp, said Gilmore of Diggs' advice about his brother. I'm, also, going to go through my normal process and study him, and hope to play well against him. Stopping Allen will go a long way to keeping Diggs and other weapons like Gabe Davis and Dawson Knox at bay, along with working to halt James Cook without the presence of Jonathan Hankins. Allen has only been sacked 18 times this season, and that's tied for the fewest in the league, so the Cowboys' league-leading pass rush will have its hands full up front while Gilmore, Bland and the secondary operate behind them. Josh Allen is a great quarterback, Gilmore added. He can throw the ball, he's got a strong arm, and he can run the ball, plus he's got good receivers. I think it'll be a strong challenge for us, but I think we'll be ready. Last week, Gilmore played the best football of the season, helping to force takeaways and deleting yards after the catch with critical tackles, time and again, and there appeared to be an added oomph in his already solid play. That's because there was one, seeing as A.J. Brown called him old. Gilmore explained why that trash talk not only resonated but helped him find a gear that rivaled his 2019 season. Just trying to prove myself, he said. That's really what it was. It was a little bit of fire in me trying to prove myself. I wasn't talking trash. I was just being physical and talking with my play. Dak Prescott may become first Dallas Cowboys quarterback to win MVP. Facing the San Francisco 49ers on the road on October 8, Dak Prescott couldn't do anything right. The Dallas Cowboys quarterback was sacked 3 times, had a 51.6 rating, the 6th worst of his career, and threw 3 interceptions, tied for the worst in a career that spans 116 regular season and playoff games. After the 42-10 loss, Prescott told reporters, "This may be the most humbling game I've ever been a part of." The Cowboys, always the center of attention in their city and across the NFL, fell to 3-2 and faced plenty of questions about what was wrong. Instead of signaling a troubling trend, that defeat looks like an anomaly. Since then, the Cowboys have won 7 of 8 games, including the past 5. And Prescott has bounced back and performed at a high level. He's been so good, in fact, that he's become a legitimate most valuable player candidate. Prescott is the MVP favorite, according to odds from DraftKings, FanDuel and BetMGM, as compiled by RotoWire. 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy is close behind in those 3 sportsbooks. PointsBet has Prescott and Purdy as co-favorites at plus 150 odds, meaning a $100 bet would net $150. While the Cowboys have won 5 Super Bowls, tied for the 3rd most in NFL history, and 32 Pro Football Hall of Famers, tied for the 2nd most in NFL history, they have had only one player win the MVP, running back Emmitt Smith in 1993. No Cowboys quarterback has finished higher in the MVP voting than Roger Staubach, who placed 2nd in 1971. Staubach was also 4th in 1978 and 5th in 1979. Since then, Danny White, 5th in 1982, Troy Aikman, 5th in 1993, Tony Romo, 4th in 2014, and Prescott, 6th in 2016, are the only Dallas quarterbacks to earn an MVP vote. Prescott's lone MVP vote occurred in his rookie season after the Cowboys selected him in the 4th round of the 2016 draft. That year, Prescott won the starting job when Romo sustained a back injury during the preseason. As Romo recovered, Prescott led the Cowboys to an 8-1 record, causing Romo to concede that Prescott has earned the right to be out quarterback. As hard as that is for me to say, he's earned that right. Romo played in just one game that season, completing 3 of 4 passes in the season finale, before retiring. Cowboys urged to sign Zach Ertz? Why? Zach Ertz just begged his way off the Arizona Cardinals roster, the free agent seeking greener, playoff-bound pastures. A number of landing spots have been suggested and rumored, maybe most notably the Philadelphia Eagles, his former employer. Should the number of landing spots also include the Dallas Cowboys? That's what CBS Sports' Brian DeArdo and Cody Benjamin are telling us. Which frankly also tells us that CBS Sports doesn't seem to have much insight into what's happening with the Cowboys at tight end. Writes that experts at CBS, while Ertz would assuredly prefer a move back to his beloved Eagles, Dallas might be able to offer an even cleaner path to pass-catching opportunities. It'd be weird to see him wearing the star, but eyeing a real playoff run, why wouldn't the Cowboys consider it to give Dak Prescott even more help? Why? Let us count the ways. Ertz is a former 3-time Pro Bowler. But he's 33. And according to one NFL scout we've talked to, age has robbed him of the ability to get downfield. He's a safety valve guy now, at best. Indeed, in 7 games this year, he's got 1 TD and 27 receptions for 187 receiving yards. While it's always smart to be in the never-say-never club, Ertz in Dallas would likely be nothing but a progress stopper for young backup tight ends Luke Schoonmaker and Peyton Hendershot. CBS should familiarize itself with Jake Ferguson. Ferguson now has 51 catches for 570 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns, ranking him with most any Pro Bowl consideration tight end in the league. He is a Dak Prescott favorite, especially in the red zone. And he's a Coach Mike McCarthy favorite in an important way. Dak on the big biscuit tight end, he's a baller. He's a little crazy, but you have to be playing his position. McCarthy on Ferguson, Jake has been tremendous. You just love his passion, and he's increasing the identity of our play style on offense, and that's been huge. Obviously, his production speaks for itself. He does the dirty work, too, that doesn't show up on the stats, but we all love just the way he plays. Ferguson is 24 and in his 2nd NFL season. He's Dallas' number 2 pass catcher behind CeeDee Lamb. And his talents accentuate what McCarthy is trying to do with his Texas coast offense. And you fan, what do you think of the Zach Ertz situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.